I'm Kenneth Ryan.
I'm Lindsay Resop.
And I'm Bethany.
And as you can hear very clearly, only two of us are in the same room because we are busy little beavers, but it's fine. So hopefully the audio is traveling from my speakers to the...
You can move the chair closer.
Yeah, ooh, that's smart.
Because we don't need, the video to be correctly centered on our faces.
That's true. Alright, so it should be fine.
We just filmed a fan fiction
We did.
Friday,
so welcome, everyone, to the show. It's been 2 weeks since Valentine's Day, and I'm still painfully single. Not that it's a problem. We literally spent the whole podcast like, you don't need a date. Be happy with yourself.
Yep.
True.
So actually, I guess...
I forgot to tell you guys something. Remind me to tell you after the podcast. Sorry.
Okay. Oh no. Does it involve...
No.
Okay. Then, okay.
Anyways.
Moving on. I guess a topic we could talk about if y'all want to, because we haven't really officially made one. I've become obsessed with a Korean boy band over the past 2 weeks.
It's my fault. When I was here last, Kenny was listening to his this K-pop playlist, and he's like, "Oh, we're kind of at this part. Who else should we listen to?" And I'm like, "Is BTS on there? I like them." And then we started playing it, and I'm like, "Here's a picture of this person's face, and I like this one and this one because they're the prettiest." And then Kenny's like, "Oh my god, I love them. I love
I love how they look." And I was like, "I'll listen to them." So I spent a night listening to them from midnight till 4 in the morning, realized I loved them, and I love their music videos, and I love their talent, and then I listened to every single song on their Spotify over the course of 48 hours, created a 43-song playlist of all of my favorite songs from all of their songs on Spotify. I've been listening to that playlist every day since I made it, and I can now identify all of them by their face. I know all their names. I look up their tag every night on Tumblr and reblog the fuck out of them because I love them. I love watching them perform live because they're incredible, and I'm really sad that their concert in Chicago is sold out, and the only tickets available are like $300 platinum level tickets that I can't afford.
I kind of want to go
to Chicago?
Apparently.
Yeah, they're coming to Chicago in March, and I want to see them live because I know I'd be sobbing uncontrollably, but I don't have $300 to spend on a concert.
That's a lot of money.
I do, but then I'll be irresponsible and won't be able to pay rent.
Oh, whatever. But, I love them. I love them so much, and it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make for them because I would sob, and if I got to hug one of them, I would sob, and...
Well, they're, platinum level. I don't know.
Honestly, if I could just be like, "Hi, this is my name, and now you know who I am." And then I just cry. Every time I see a picture of Danny Sexton, I'm like, I was within, 12 feet of him. He's real. He potentially saw my face.
No. Probably not.
Probably not, but the potential is there. Oh god, that was such a good party. It was not a party, it was a concert.
Night.
It was a wild concert, and I can't believe how much fun I had. Actually, I knew I was gonna have fun, but I can't believe the energy level that was there. Ninja Sex Party Live was an experience. Trademark.
Beforehand, it was just kind of oh my god, these people are so embarrassing. But then actually during it, it's okay.
We're fuck, nice. Yeah, no, there were so many cringe...
So excited to be there. The energy of the crowd was, incredible and definitely, made the concert.
But some of the people there were real cringy, let's be real.
Oh, for sure. Most of the people there were real cringy.
I was like, oh, we're, too normal to be here, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Literally, I was like, ooh, I don't belong in this crowd. I should have gotten the VIP pass, because I'm
We kind of, dressed nicely, because we're yeah, we want to look cute, it'll be fun. But then it's oh, all these people in,
fucking weeaboo outfits.
Unicorn onesies. I don't know.
Right, I can't believe I sweat through 3 layers of clothing, though.
Yeah.
I was so sweaty. There's a picture of me where in your purple shirt. Your purple shirt should not be nearly that dark.
It's literally 2 shades darker than it's supposed to be because you were literally drenched.
Oh god, that's kind of gross.
Oh god, that's the night when the dude who was working at the L was checking out your ass and was not being subtle about it.
Yeah, not at all.
He was just and we were all just we can tell, we know what you're doing, you predatory straight boy.
Yep.
The predatory straights.
Oh, the straights are at it again, let me tell you.
Oh my gosh.
Oh god, I'm
Did you get a haircut, Kenny?
I didn't. I straightened my bangs because I'm going to an event tonight and I want to look nice.
I really like how it looks.
I should straighten
Thank you.
mine.
I'm gonna put like a full face on, and
Yeah,
we're gonna look so
Lindsay sent
pretty.
pics.
Okay.
Lindsay's gonna have to take them though before I dance off all of my makeup
Yes, of course.
because I'm going to. But I like to do looks for parties because I'm like, ah, nice. I can like glow up for a night. But yeah, other than like falling in love with BTS, I've just been working on a musical every day, all day. It's not all day. It's like 5 to 6 hours a day every day, but it's
I worked 17 hours this week.
you
Monday through Friday. I was like, holy
nice
shit.
money.
Yeah, I mean, the money will be nice, but it's a lot.
You're making that dank bank, my dude. Like you are
Yeah.
wealthy.
I still don't know how much I make for the lab job. Look that up.
You should probably
Do you-
find out.
Do you not get pay stubs?
I have to, like, go on this website to find the pay stubs.
Same.
Oh, I gotcha. I look at how
Yeah,
much I make for
Illinois is $8.25 though, so it's at least that.
Ah, nice. Yeah, I work with someone at the theater I work at, and they're like, yeah, I don't like the fact that minimum wage here is $7.25 because where I'm from it's $8.25 and I'm worth it. And I'm just like, yeah, you are, but like,
It's honestly so nice, like, the fact that that's, like, the minimum here, whereas, like, back home, it'd be like you'd have to work somewhere for, like, 3 or 4 years to get that, to get up from minimum wage.
it's
to
taken
that.
me, yeah, oh god, to make at my highest pay grade $9, which is horrendous, I guess. 2 years, unbelievable. I'm so poor.
Well, minus tips and stuff, I still make like a little more than $6 an hour.
I mean, yeah, but we're tipped.
I get tipped,
so
yeah.
like it's different.
What is my password on this site?
Oh, God, I'm just honestly I can't stop thinking about BTS, and I could talk about them for hours. Okay, so actually,
I should send
I
you
know,
some
I
fan
know.
fiction.
I do have a story I want to tell the internet because I think it's hysterical. So BTS won Album of the Year 2 or 3 days ago from when this is recorded. They won Album of the Year in South Korea for their album Wings, which totally deserves it. It's a great album. The date of the ceremony for that fell on the same date as their oldest member Jin's
Oh my god.
college graduation. So he was upset, but he was covering it really well. He was upset because he couldn't go to his college graduation, and he had to be at the award ceremony because like there was the potential that they'd win the award. And his bandmates, specifically Jimin, was like, we know him. We know he's upset that he has to be here and not there. So we're like throwing him a ceremony. So they like pan the camera and it's like they've got like a cake and like they sing a song to him and it's so cute. Long story short, we were watching a movie in my theater history class and I was in the back looking at this on the internet and crying.
Oh my god.
And I was just like, I'm so glad it's dark and no one is paying attention to me. And then flash forward to 10 p.m. And I finally watched their acceptance speech for their album. And I cried again because it was so cute. And they're so socially awkward. And watching them in public is hysterical because, like, there was a scene where, like, Rap Monster finished talking. And, like...
You refer to the other ones as like their actual names that are their nicknames, then Rap Monster.
Because that's how I know him, Rap Monster. He finished talking. He said his Korean thank you and he said his English thank you, which was the cutest. And then they were like trying to figure out who should talk next, and so they did like this thing where they like looked at each other and like were pointing at each other like who talks next. It was so funny. It's like literally us. I feel like if the four of us had to win an award, we'd all be like, who wants to say something? I don't know. What do we do?
Or Kenny'd say something, I'd say something, it'd be like 5 minutes of like nothing before Abby's like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess I can say thanks.
In our order. I'm Kenneth Wright, I'm Lindsay Reesop.
I'm Abby, hi. Because you wouldn't want to go before her because you'd be like, there's an order. I have to follow it. But yeah, I just wanted to share that story because I think it's so funny and it just is a reflection of who I am as a person.
Yeah.
just crying in the back of class because this band was nice to themselves.
I didn't really see any merch like for the actual like the K-pop, J-pop groups at Amkey this last weekend.
That's upsetting.
Because there probably was, but I didn't like go around all that much. I kind of spent like $300 in like the first day because I'm like, I'm just gonna buy everything now and then stop. Kenny's a bandit. He's got a weird neck scarf. A gay neck scarf.
Dude, okay, but when you like crumple it down, it looks super fucking cute.
Yeah. But yeah, so I was at Anime Milwaukee. If anyone who listens to this was there, yeah, it was fun. I did stuff.
I've heard. I had a lot of friends who went there, and I was like, oh, nice. And I saw your picture on the internet.
It was Yuri Plisetski for the first day, and I rode Heelys around the room, the merch room. It was kind of weird, because, like, you know when you're... Well, you guys don't know, because only Abbey has been to a con, and it's like, we didn't really hang out with that many people.
We're trying.
But it's like... Sometimes you're like, you're talking to people, like, about cosplays or something. It's like, oh, there's this one person with a really cool whatever who I saw earlier. So I met someone, and then I was like, yeah, I have Heelys, because I was bragging about it to everyone I knew.
That's fair.
Because I'm like, yeah, I'm the Yuri with the Heelys, and they were like... I heard about you in the merch room earlier, and I'm like, what? Someone actually mentioned
Becky
me?
with the good hair. That's Yuri with the Heelys makes me think of Becky with the good hair. I'm so sorry.
So it was just kind of a weird experience being like someone was actually talking about me at this con to some other person that they met at this con. It's like, oh
my god.
Weird.
Do you know how wild it would be if people were like, yo, check out fucking Rec Room? They're cool. I'd be like, what? Like, someone's like, oh, I heard about you from a friend. Subscribe. I'd be like, the fuck? What? People talk about us?
It was very weird. It was nice, but it was weird.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's cool.
So I just kind of hung around there because I was alone the entire time.
I'm so sorry.
I mean, I bet Lily was there. I know them from him. I don't know their pronouns. I should ask. And their friend Rory, who was also cool. I was in a Homestuck panel.
Again?
Yeah.
Nice.
They kind of just... I was like, mentioned it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll probably do Roxy. And then they're like, hey, want to be in this panel? And I'm like, sure, okay, whatever.
Amazing. Again, I can't wait for Rec Room to get panels.
I want to be in a panel, yeah.
I'm ready.
I went to a couple panels. I went to an 18-plus Haikyuu panel. Got to see someone doing Kuro give someone dressed as Kenma a lap dance. It was a very good lap dance. They were... yeah. Played the banana game and stuff, I don't know.
Cons sound like a drug trip.
They
what?
are. So it's like, hey, have you ever heard...
I was like, is this what happens
that
when a
one
bunch of
game,
lonely
though?
nerds get together?
You have a banana, and then someone eats the banana.
Oh, you can go all the way then. If you're not a little bitch.
Yeah, they did, kind of.
You'll get all the way.
Mm-hmm.
You kidding me? That's not even a hard game.
Uh-huh.
Are you saying they put the banana in their crotch?
Yes. And then
And you
someone tries to... Then you, like, eat the entire banana, like, as quickly as possible or something.
Ooh, I don't like eating bananas fast, though.
Or you just, like, deep throat it, take the bite, and go away.
Oh, God.
Amazing. What a great game. So obviously next time we hang out, we'll have to record a video of that.
Oh, sure.
Honestly.
Of course. Abbey. That, oh my god. I can't believe what conventions are.
Yeah.
Every time you talk about a convention, it just sounds like you spend a ton of money and then a bunch of lonely nerds have a good time.
Pretty much. And people will take pictures of you sometimes if they like know what you're in.
Oh my god. She has spoken.
Abby said a word.
So, Abby said enough words that were... She said she said something loud enough for like the camera to pick up her screen because it picks up whoever's talking the most recently.
Oh my god.
I was kind of startled.
I was laughing at Lindsay saying them taking pictures. That's all.
Or you can take other pictures of other people. I never take pictures of people because I don't like asking people for pictures. Then I try and find myself later on like Tumblr.
That's fair.
I should go and do that again.
I would do the same thing. I'd be like, yes, who got a picture of me? And was it a good picture?
The only one I had found last time I looked was that one where I was like in the walkway between the hotel and the convention center, so the lighting was kind of terrible.
Well, beggars can't be choosers,
Yeah,
my
I know.
dude.
But I haven't looked since like the day or two after the con. I got a parking ticket when I was there.
Oh,
Which I still need to go like contest or pay or something.
what a good time. Parking
It
tickets.
was $58.
Wow. Sorry, that was a moment of silence for
Yeah.
like rip to your bank account.
So,
What?
But if I pay within like however many days, it might get you would get like up to $30 off of it or whatever, which is like literally 50% of it.
Who the fuck made that awful noise?
What?
Someone made a noise and it sounded like it just didn't sound good.
Maybe me, I yawned.
Did it make a
I've
weird
been
creaky
yawning
noise in
for
your
a
back?
ton.
Yeah, have you been sleeping maybe? Maybe that's your problem. Maybe we should turn this into the health podcast and talk about how everyone needs to be sleeping more. And-
Yeah, I mean,
And drink some more water.
Worst week sleep-wise.
That's
This
fair.
week wasn't. I didn't get my 8 hours every night. Absolutely not. I don't
8
think I had 8 hours
hours.
any night.
8 hours.
Maybe Monday or Tuesday.
You shoot for 7, my dude, and you settle for like 5 to 6. That's what I do.
Yeah, exactly. That's more accurate.
And then, yeah, holy shit though, 8 hours, what the fuck is wrong with you? No one sleeps that much.
Well, but if it's a weekend or something, I'll sleep for like 9 hours.
I sleep like 12 hours.
Oh
straight.
god, this week has been such a bad week. I've been sleeping 9 to 10 hours every night. Or if we like accumulate my nightly sleep with the naps I've been taking, I've been getting 9 to 10 hours of sleep a night. Or a day.
That's crazy.
And I don't feel rested, and I'm pretty sure that I'm just oversleeping at this point, which is a real thing. And like, I need to
If you
acknowledge.
sleep too much, then you all still feel tired or something like that, yeah.
I know. And like, I have this off-brand ZQuil that I like to use because it knocks me TF out, but also it knocks me TF out for like 8 to 9 to 10 hours.
Oh gosh.
So like, I need to commit to the idea that I'll be asleep for a while before I take it.
Yeah, true.
However, I highly encourage, if you suffer from insomnia, give it a shot. Like, just try it, because it works pretty well. And like, anytime I feel like I'm gonna have trouble sleeping, I take it, and then I'm just like, boom, good night's
This
sleep.
person at this con got the voice actor dude to
I usually
sign
don't
their
have trouble
arm above their
sleeping,
tattoo,
I
and then it
just
got
have
tattooed
trouble
onto their arm.
Not having enough time to sleep.
You're what?
The issue isn't being able to sleep, it's not having enough time to sleep.
Mhm.
I've learned to start putting my well-being and sleeping and eating above of my responsibilities, so I'll like not do homework if I'm like, no, I'm gonna go to bed instead.
Then do you just get a late grade or what?
Sometimes I just don't turn shit in, you know?
I guess that works.
Or
That's
like,
not an option for me. Any of my classes this quarter, they all have problem sets and they're all a huge part of my grade, so it's like, nope. I've asked for a couple extensions, which has been helpful. But...
right, and like, I don't know, like, I've also been sort of sacrificing an adventurous social life, even though maybe our stories we've been sharing sounds like I'm not. But like, truthfully, everything I tell you happens over the course of like one night, because I hang out with people like one night a week.
Yeah.
And I've been like, one of my roommates confronted me. He was just like, I'm starting to worry that like you don't like spending time with me because you're never around. I'm like, no, I'm just always working on stuff. Like, if I'm not doing homework, I'm editing stuff for YouTube or uploading stuff for YouTube or trying to like remember that I need to share the videos on the internet so that it like reaches people. Like, it's not that I don't like you, it's that I'm busy all the time, always.
Mm-hmm.
And then I keep picking up hours at work because I'm dumb.
That's the thing. I mean, also I live in a single, so it's like, meh. If I like wasn't working, I'd just be back in my room like by myself anyway. I mean, except for, you know, I hang out with people on weekends. Like, I've been pretty decent about that.
You don't get surprise visits.
Yes. Normally, I haven't gone to Chicago nearly as often this quarter, which makes me a little sad because I freaking love Chicago. But half of that has been, yeah, surprise visits and I guess also Also, the weather's been kind of crappy, so like that's not a big deal.
Well, there's been super. It was nice up here, and now it's shitty, and now I'm just like, make up your mind, please.
It was so gorgeous this past week. Oh my gosh. I spent like as much time outside as I
And
possibly
then
could.
it's like snow and hail.
Psych,
and
snow,
sleet.
hail, rain, thunderstorm. Oh, it was great.
Yeah, we're supposed to maybe get snow tonight and tomorrow morning, and I was like, ugh.
There was like literally a centimeter
My
of
mom,
ice just on my car.
Oh my god, that's
And it
wild.
didn't come
my
off in
mom
like a
went
nice
up to Minnesota
chunks,
to visit
like
my
sometimes
sister.
does.
She's literally driving through a blizzard. I was like, good.
Wild. Oh my god, that's so crazy. That's why I want to live in the West Coast, because then I don't have to deal with snow. I just have to deal with droughts. Big
I
deal.
want to go to California. I'm like, in my Earth System modeling class, we're modeling the California, like, hydro system kind of thing. Like with their droughts and like how El Nino and La Nina like affect the water, because now they're flooding really bad and stuff. And so my partner for that is from California. It was his idea. And then we had like a meeting with our professor to like talk about our project or whatever. And our professor's done research on California. He's like, oh, have you ever been to California? And I was like, oh no, I've never been to California. And they're like, oh, it's the most beautiful place. And they were like looking at pictures, and I was like, I want to go to California really bad now.
Welcome
Like, it's one of the most
to my
beautiful
life.
places in the world, like Yosemite and like all these like other places. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll go there. Thank you.
Well, my dream is to live in a suburb of Los Angeles, so I'll
Yeah,
need
Los
roommates.
Angeles isn't pretty. Los Angeles is ugly. It's a nasty city.
But like, there's cute suburbs, and there's like really nice like nature preserves
Okay,
around the
but I want to go to
area.
Yosemite and like the sun.
Yeah,
the
so you live
forest.
near Los Angeles, and then you drive to vacation
Girl, you
near.
know how big California is? Just being like, I live in California doesn't mean you're close to anything.
You know what? If you're dedicated, you can drive from LA to Yosemite.
I'm gonna look up how far that is.
Go for it.
I bet it's like 5 hours.
That's
Probably.
great. You think that I'm above a 5-hour drive?
No, I'm just saying, it's not like, oh, we just pop on over to Yosemite.
Yeah, you can just pop on over to Yosemite. Shut up.
Let's see,
You make a day trip out of it. God. I obviously know how everything works.
It is a 5-hour and 40-minute drive.
Good. You know what? Guess what? Guess who drove that long?
Closer than that. We'll see how far it is to the Sequoias.
I drove to Illinois, or not Illinois, to Indianapolis, and it was a 6-hour drive, so...
Well, you stayed there
It's
for
only
like a
3
week.
hours and 50 minutes to the Sequoias. I guess
Yeah.
it's not that bad.
So we go for a week to Yosemite, and then the trip is worth it.
That's true. No, what I really want to do is go Yosemite, and then you go south, and then it's the Sierra like National Forest and the Sierra Nevada Mountains, and then it ends with the Sequoia National Forest. That would be like the coolest thing ever. Also, a trail that does that is the John Muir Trail. I want to hike the John Muir Trail someday.
You get a better rig.
I'm gonna live in a city and
I have his
avoid
quotes all over my
nature.
wall, and he is a very smart guy, and he thought the Sierra Nevada Mountains are the most beautiful place in the world, so I need to go see them.
Because obviously, he determines.
Yeah, well, he was a very smart man and really loved nature, so I value his thoughts.
You know who else is a smart man who really loves nature?
Who?
You.
Thanks.
I'm so funny, oh my god.
You're so funny.
I'm literally a hysterical comedy genius, and I need people to appreciate my talents because I'm funny. I'm so funny.
Oh my gosh.
I'm literally so funny.
Okay, we're literally talking about nothing.
This is the chill, like, we're just hanging out. I'm literally gonna title
This
this.
is the chill. I'm tired and don't have the energy to force Kenny to come up with the topic.
I'm just thinking this
Even though he should, because otherwise it's just random babble.
Right, well, some people like that. It provides good background noise.
Yeah, some people, all the 0 people that watch Friends Forever, that's why I'm not going to push it, because I know nobody's going to watch anyway.
We get about 3, thank you very much.
Rude.
Yeah, pretty sure
that's a perfect execution of this. Actually, if you want to talk about things, I can bring up a topic that came up in my women's and gender studies class, and we can talk about that.
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we were talking, our most recent discussion was about sex and intimacy, and we read 3 articles. The first one was titled "The Cult of Virginity,"
Ooh,
and it deals
interesting.
with
I took a medieval sex class that talked about that.
and it deals with the concept that, as far as the author is concerned, virginity is not a real thing, and her definition is and her reasoning behind that is there's no medical definition of what constitutes virginity. And that we could go off about that. The second article we read was called Girls Kissing Girls, and it's about the phenomena of girls who claim to be straight kissing other girls at parties, and like why that's a thing. And the third article, and my favorite article, was titled "Dude Sex," aggressive heterosexuality in quotes, of dudes who have sex with other dudes, and it was based around research of analyzing 101 Craigslist postings of straight dudes looking to have sex with other straight dudes.
That's so bizarre.
And it was talking about the hypermasculinity behind it, and like what about it makes it so that like they can still claim heterosexuality while engaging in actively engaging in homosexual activities.
Interesting.
So if you would like, that can be our topic.
Sure.
Okay.
How far are we in?
We have about 13 minutes left.
Okay.
So you can pick which one of those 3 you want to delve into for 13 minutes.
Personally, I don't know why I didn't think of this earlier. I was like pissed off earlier this week about like a different thing that's like related to women's issues.
Go for it. What's up?
I mean, it was just like me like being annoyed in my head. I saw this thing. Somebody shared this video on Facebook. It was I don't know like what school this is or whatever, but it's like some class, and they Kenny, can you just not be a filthy human for 2 seconds?
No.
So, they did a parody of the One Direction song "That's What Makes You Beautiful" or whatever that song's called.
Yeah.
And it
What
was
makes
about
you beautiful?
modesty, and so I
Oh,
can
God.
send you guys the link. It was literally just like these boys walking around and being like, "Being modest makes you beautiful," and like
What
that
the
you
fuck?
understand why I need your modesty. And I'd like watch this video, and like it just like started like a little like fight, like lava bubble maybe in me, and eventually it grew to the point where I was like so mad I was ready to punch a window. I'm like, and I think it's just because it's been compounded, and like I like had an experience with this earlier this quarter, and I'm so sick of people like in this particular instance, and that I've experienced, men telling women what makes them beautiful. Guess what? I don't give a fucking shit what you think makes me beautiful. Like, that makes me so mad. Like, I don't give a shit if you think being modest makes me, and like the whole modesty issue is just like bullshitty to begin with. Like the fact that you need to be modest or else you're not beautiful. Yeah, that's fucked up. Even in like the original song, it's not I mean, at first, like, you're like, oh, it's nice, it's like positive, like, you're beautiful. But then if you think they're saying, you don't know you're beautiful, that's what makes you beautiful. Low self-esteem makes you beautiful. No, it doesn't. Like, it's just like,
I see, you know, my interpretation I thought you were going for was you don't know you're beautiful because I haven't told you you're beautiful yet.
that too, I suppose. But it's just like, I'm so sick. I'm so sick.
So like,
of this is what makes you beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful. Like, the goal in life is clearly to be beautiful, and it's just like, I'm done. I'm over it.
like it stems from our culture's focus. This ties in, by the way, to the cult of virginity.
Okay, that was what I was gonna pick anyway.
We come from a culture that highly values this non-existent thing, and we value it. Like, it's so funny when people quote unquote lose their virginity, we say they lost it, but how do you lose something that doesn't exist? And saying that you lost something, almost in a sense, is kind of like degrading, because the context of virginity is like, right, it's like so virginity is what makes a woman, quote unquote, I don't know why woman's in quotes, but it makes a woman, quote unquote, pure. Nobody gives a shit if a man's a virgin. Nobody gives a shit if a man's not a virgin. Like, nobody really cares about men.
Yeah.
Virginity is solely like a woman's issue.
I mean, if they are a virgin, it's kind of an embarrassing thing or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
But like also,
It's like the opposite.
but not really. Like, if you're a man who's a virgin, you're like, I'm a virgin because like that's what I believe, and like I'm saving myself for marriage. You
Then
get
they're
applauded.
Like, what's wrong with you?
And a lot of times people are like, oh, that's totally cool. But like women who are expected to do that will be prude shamed in their relationships because they don't want to have sex until marriage, or they'll be slut shamed because they will have sex before marriage. And like it's a battle that they can't win because you're a prude if you're a virgin, you're a slut if you're not, and like how do you win in a society that no matter what choices you make, you're being looked down upon?
Yeah, the virgin whore complex. We're gonna do a 21 Theo on that. I'm really excited.
I want to talk about the virgin whore complex so badly in women's and gender studies. I think it'd be such a good topic, especially in the sex and intimacy unit. Like, it's the perfect time to talk about it.
It's infuriating, though. It's absolutely infuriating to be like, you need to be sexy and like all this kind of stuff, but then it's like, oh no, now you're a slut, and like, oh, yeah.
Right?
It's absolutely infuriating.
And
I do think that there's like the whole like thing with virginity, like men do. I think like men can be like prude shamed too, I guess, or it's more like, oh, you're not a man because you haven't had sex. But I think if a man does have sex, that's like way more acceptable / normal than if a woman has sex.
But like also, I just noticed people will care less if the man is the one in the relationship deciding not to have sex. Like if he's the one who's deciding he doesn't want to do it, people are like, "Oh, good for you."
True. Okay, that's true.
Like it's just something I've noticed.
Yeah.
But like
I agree.
the thing we talked about in my gender studies course is something called the male gaze, Gaze. She has to write it on the board because sometimes people think she's talking about Gays, the male gaze. But she means Gaze. And it's like a lot of our society is built around the male gaze, which ties into the girls kissing girls article of like, how come girls at parties are allowed to make out with each other, but men will immediately be shut down if they do it. And then there's the line. If the girls cross the line of looking like they're enjoying it too much, then they'll get shut down. Because everything that, at least in that context, is set up around the idea of the heterosexual male gaze. If what you're doing is pleasing for heterosexual men, it's okay, but as soon as it ceases to be pleasing to them, it is no longer an okay thing to be doing. This tied into virginity somehow, but I lost it. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine. I think it was interesting when you first were like, virginity isn't a thing that exists because it doesn't have a medical definition. And I was about to be like, but then I was like, oh, wait, because usually, I think, with women, at least, it's like the tearing of the hymen is like losing your virginity, but that doesn't necessarily have to happen with like actual like sex,
right?
Vaginal sex, because that can tear like from like exercise and from like other things. So I'm like, okay, yeah, that definition doesn't work.
Right. And then,
so I guess you're right.
Yeah, my professor's like, most people consider it penetration, and it's almost always thought of in a heterosexual context of a penis in a vagina, which means are gay men and lesbians perpetually virgins because there's never a penis going into a vagina in that sense? And then they're like, and then she's like, and then if you're saying, okay, it is the insertion of a penis into a vagina, how much of the penis has to go into the vagina for it to count as losing your virginity? And there's different... People will tell you different, like, percentages of penis. Sometimes it's just the head. I've heard it's just the head. Sometimes I've heard it's halfway. Sometimes I've heard it doesn't count unless you go all the way, like, as far in as you can. Like I have heard a ton of different people tell me what they consider losing your virginity. And it's always different. And it's like, does oral sex count? Well, it has sex in the name. but some people don't consider that losing your virginity. Some people don't consider anal losing your virginity, which is the whole concept of the Garfunkel and Oates song, The Loophole, God's Loophole, which is about dirty virgins, which is an actual term for women who choose to maintain their vaginal virginity by having anal sex instead of vaginal sex. It's a real thing.
Which is bizarre.
Because they're still seen as pure, though, because they're still virgins, quote
But
unquote.
that's so messed up. It's like when you take... that's when things just really get out of hand and you're so preoccupied on the strictly, like, penis and a vagina definition, and it's like, that's not what the point of this was. And what the point was is that you put it in your butt instead.
Right. No, you're right. And, like, oh god, it's so funny. And then, like, another definition that was thrown out was like, oh, well, maybe it's considered actual sex when you achieve an orgasm through it. And then she was like, but a lot of men might not be okay with that because there'd be a lot of virgin women still because they can't get their girlfriends to actually have an orgasm, which is like an actual well-known problem in heterosexual sex ideals. Like, it's almost overwhelmingly frequent that women will fake the orgasm because the dude's just not getting her there. In fact, I'm not going to name any names, but I've had friends who are like, yeah, it was just so bad that I faked it so they would stop.
That's hilarious. But also sad.
It's wild.
I wasn't really paying attention to this entire conversation, but that comment just made me think about, like, the people who are like, oh, I fake orgasms all the time and blah, blah, blah. It's like, if the guy isn't pleasing you, tell him what he's doing wrong so
you can fix
Instead
it.
of just complaining like, oh, I fake these orgasms so he thinks he's doing it right or whatever. But it's his fault that I'm not reaching orgasm. It's like, no.
Right?
I mean, some
dumb.
people just can't reach orgasm easily or whatever.
Right, but like...
But it's your own fault at that point.
Part of...
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Part of what I think is an important aspect of being sexually active with someone is just...
communication.
Understanding that it's not just about you. In that instance, you both are working together to give each other a really good time. So like you just said, communication is so important, and like making sure you guys are on the same page is really important. And I don't know, like that's just, it's a thing. This ties into the conversation somehow, so we'll leave it at that.
Sure.
Yeah, you know, but oh god.
It's just frustrating, and I think the whole virginity isn't a real thing, and I like that idea.
Oh god, me too. But like something that I guess I should point out really quick, in the article she explicitly stated within like the 5th paragraph, she was like, I don't believe virginity is a real thing, and I see the way it's used in our society as degrading mostly. However, if you are a woman or a man and you believe in virginity and you use it to empower yourself, then go for it. Because as long as you're using the concept of virginity as an empowering method, as a way to empower people as opposed to make them feel bad about themselves, then you're doing it right.
Yeah, true.
So I think it's important to point out, like, she's like, I don't believe in it, but if you do and you're using it in a positive way, then more power to you. And I don't know, I just want to throw that out there before people are like, well, looking up this article and being like, well, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I wish I remembered who wrote the article, because it was it's a very good one. I highly recommend you get the chance to read it. All right.
Sexism, man, it's real.
What?
I said sexism, man, it's real.
I thought you said
Yeah.
sex is a man, and I was like, what?
Yeah, so did I. I was like, what the fuck?
No.
No, you're right. Sexism is I hate it. And then I always feel bad when I voice my opinion. Well, I don't always feel bad, but I always feel like it's a little less valuable for me to be like, it's fucking... Even though as a light-skinned man, my opinion is already held at a higher standard than most in this country. Just being fully honest. Like, I still feel like when I'm like, sexism is bad, and here's a multitude of examples of how it still persists in our society and how it's hurting people, I feel like there's a part of me that's like, it's less powerful for me to be saying it than it is for people who are actually experiencing it to be saying it. However, in society, I also feel like my opinion is being held higher, which I don't think is fair, because, like, it's not affecting me as greatly. I don't know.
But I definitely think that I get what you're saying. That it's like more valid maybe, or like maybe means more when it's coming from like the people who are experiencing it.
Mm-hmm.
But that because you have like that power, I guess you could say, that you should definitely use it, that you should be like, oh well, it isn't affecting me, so I should just be like quiet about it. No, don't do that. I was talking with somebody the other day, and I was talking about, I was in some kind of protest. What protest was I in?
The Women's March on Washington?
No.
Oh, no, we missed that because we were working.
Yeah, I was at Whitewater for that. Maybe it was the Muslim ban. There's a thing on campus. I don't remember.
Oh, you mean...
I really can't.
It's not a ban, Bethany. It's not actually a ban.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So says our president, so obviously, it's not a ban.
Yeah. I don't remember. I was in some kind of thing. And I think it might have been an immigration thing or whatever. And I told, I really don't name them because I'll do that. But I was talking to somebody about that, and I was like, and they were like, wow, like that's something like, I just don't ever see myself doing anything like that. And I was like, what? Like being in like kind of what? It wasn't even necessarily a protest in like a super protesty way. It was just kind of like a a solidarity kind of thing, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
Anyways, they were like, I don't see myself doing anything like that. I was like, why? And they was oh, this kills me so much. They said, well, I'm a straight white male. I don't really have anything to protest.
I mean, in reference to themselves, they're right, but in reference to the fucking world around them...
Fucked up. That's
yeah,
really
no.
fucked up.
No, I'm...
To be like, oh, well, I personally don't have anything I need to protest that affects me, so I'm never going to protest on the behalf of anybody else. That's
fucked up. That's fucked up. So we're gonna have to leave off on that note because it's time, and I have an obligation coming up, and we're already running over Abby's obligation. Sorry, Abby. Mm-hmm. However, I can make a note somewhere in my life to say next time on the podcast we can continue our discussion on women's genders. We can talk about protests, women's genders, racial issues. We can do that. I'll just have to write it down.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Join us in the next 2 weeks for another exciting episode of the podcast where we actually have a topic lined up at the end of this podcast. Amazing.
Shocking.
Never happens. But we'll see you in 2 weeks for a heated debate. It won't be a debate. It's going to be us aggressively agreeing with each other and maybe someone playing devil's advocate. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you around. Subscribe if you haven't already because we have awesome new content that comes out pretty much every day. And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.